This is WFYI News Now. It's August 6th, and I'm Abriana Herron. On today's show, a woman with a prior animal cruelty conviction receives additional prison time for breaking the terms of her release. A Purdue University student is released from ICE custody. And Indianapolis police are stepping up patrols to keep kids safe.
The point of this is not to go out and write a bunch of tickets. The point is to get people to slow down and be careful and pay attention to what's going on. That's really the point of us being out here.
Those stories coming up, but first, a local nonprofit launched a free construction training program Tuesday for recently incarcerated people. The BY training program is a 4-week construction course designed to equip participants with hands-on skills to open career opportunities in the industry. The program is put on by Public Advocates and Community Reentry, or PACE, in partnership with the Indiana Construction Roundtable Foundation. Participants will get paid to work on job sites across Indianapolis while learning basic safety rules and proper use of tools and materials. Trainees will also gain access to community resources and free legal assistance through the Indianapolis Legal Aid Society. Indiana expects to see more than 100,000 construction job openings in the coming years, according to a press release. The program runs through August 29th. It will conclude with a hiring fair to connect participants with local employers and training centers. Participants must be Marion County residents and at least 18 years old. A woman with a prior animal cruelty conviction was sentenced in late July to additional prison time for breaking the terms of her release in Indianapolis. Zach Castle has more.
24-year-old Crystal Scott wasn't supposed to have contact with animals. That order was made after a 2021 conviction for killing cats and dogs and then posting videos to social media. Indianapolis law enforcement found Scott and 2 others in a U-Haul with a dozen animals earlier this summer. The animals were dehydrated and living in filthy conditions. The 3 told officers they lived in an encampment for people without housing. Officials later found additional evidence that Scott may have been harming animals again. Scott was brought into custody after a federal warrant for her arrest. The judge sentenced her to 18 months in a federal prison with 3 years of supervised release. The court order also required her to participate in mental health treatment. I'm Zach Castle.
A Purdue University student was released from ICE custody Monday after being detained late last week. South Korean student Yun-Soo Go was arrested and detained by ICE officials after a routine immigration hearing in New York. She was placed in a federal detention center and later transferred to a facility in Louisiana. Indiana State Representative Chris Campbell, who represents West Lafayette, called the detainment, quote, absolutely horrifying in a statement. She says, quote, arresting people outside of the courthouse proves that this isn't about legal immigration. Go is a 20-year-old rising sophomore enrolled in Purdue's College of Pharmacy. According to a statement, she does not have a criminal record and is an active part of the community. And for our final story today, the new school year is underway, and Indianapolis police are stepping up patrols to keep kids safe. Eric Weddle has more.
IMPD is sending more officers in school zones starting this week. Captain Frederick Elnicki says the goal is to remind drivers that safety is everyone's responsibility.
The point of this is not to go out and write a bunch of tickets. The point is to get people to slow down and be careful and pay attention to what's going on. That's really the point of us being out here.
He says speeding and distracted driving are top concerns, especially with so many new teen drivers on the road. Elnicki also reminds drivers that failing to stop for a school bus with its stop arm out is both dangerous and a misdemeanor. I'm Eric Weddle.
That's all for today's episode of WFYI News Now. Our podcast is produced by Drew Daudelin and Zach Bundy, with support from the news team at WFYI and public media journalists across the state. Our news director is Sarah Neal-Estes. Kendall Antron produced our music, and I'm your host, Abriana Herron. If you like today's episode, remember to subscribe and share. And follow WFYI on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube to check in on our newsroom throughout the day. Thanks for listening. We'll be back tomorrow.